All right, good day, friends. Welcome to this episode of Leaders Arise. I'm your regular host, Demola Awoyele. Leaders Arise has been a platform where we share time-proven principles that will help you become effective in your everyday life. Welcome again. I hope today's broadcast will be of immense blessings to you. I encourage that you get in touch with your friends or whoever it is that are around you. Let them come and enjoy today's episode with you. And of course, you may want to get yourself a comfortable seat, get a cup of coffee, and take a posture that will enable you to learn in this episode. Once again, thank you for joining me. For the past couple of episodes now, we have been discussing business. And of course, today, we are still going to further on that discussion on business. Precisely, we would be looking at what we began about 2 or 3 episodes ago, where we were discussing about how to generate capital for life and business. And I want to say very quickly that perhaps this is the last of that 3 or 4 part series on how to generate capital for career and business, or you may want to say for life and business. And if you have been following this broadcast, like I said, for some episodes now, you will have learned quite a number of things as far as business and life are concerned. Precisely on generating capital for life and business, I made mention of quite a number of things. I began by letting you understand that capital is not money, all right? It's not all about money, but capital brings money. And I told you that capital, one of the elements or stuff that can help you generate capital is faith. All right, faith is capital, integrity is capital, relationship is capital, and what of you. Today, very quickly, I want to mention 2 more points, all right, on how to generate capital for life and business. And the first that I will be mentioning is the need to leverage the right partnership. The need to leverage the right partnership. A lot of people are stranded today in life and business because they do not know how to partner for profit. Partnership is a law of life. One is too small to make greatness. All right, one is too small a number to make greatness. All right, greatness actually is a function of concerted effort. Have you ever noticed that most of the blue chip companies that you have today, big business brands all over the world, one of the things you will notice about them is that it is about partnership. I'm sure you must have heard stuff like co-founder, something like that. This is an idea of partnership. All right, so somebody might say, why was there be co-founder? Why can't we just have founder and co-founder? Because they both have an idea, or they both have ownership, if I may put it that way, on the business. Albeit they came together, all right, to form a formidable force or team that can drive that business to success. So I want to encourage you as a business owner or somebody who is looking forward to doing business, or that's whoever it is you are, that you just want to make advancement or progress in life, understand the place of partnership. Now, what is partnership? It is a coming together of 2 or more people to make something work. Life is about partnership. All right. If you are married, for instance, you came together with your spouse so that the business of marriage can be profitably and easily done. Nobody can produce a family on its own. So I'm married by the grace of God. My wife and I came together to form a partnership that can ensure that we succeed in our marriage or in our marital life. And that's why you call your wife or your husband my partner, meaning somebody that you both came together to do the business of marriage. That is quite obvious in marriage, but I wish to let you know today that that is also the way life is generally. Whether it's in ministry, in career, in business, or what have you. Anyone that wants to make something profitable and meaningful out of his or her life must learn to leverage partnership. So I've come to tell you today that partnership is the law of life. You cannot succeed alone. You cannot succeed alone. I told you about what I had recently that somebody said in one of the materials I was going through online. The person said, well, you can make money in isolation, but you can't build wealth in isolation. You can make money in isolation, but you can't build wealth in isolation. Building wealth has to do with you knowing the value of partnership and bringing on board the right people, the right partner that can help you to amplify your efforts and, of course, bring about multiplication of your results. So in the next couple of minutes, I would be helping you to dissect this concept of partnership as far as life and business success is concerned. Now let's begin by saying today that partnership is not just about the coming together of two or more people. Alright, it is coming together of two or more people, number one, that have shared values, shared philosophy. Because some people have entered into partnership to the detriment of their life and businesses. So I am not saying just call on anybody you want to call on, let's do business together. There are some fundamental principles you have got to understand if you must partner for profit. And like I said, one of such is having people that have the same value, the same philosophy, and the same understanding of business that you have. You don't want to bring somebody on board whose value is different from yours. You don't have to bring somebody on board that has different philosophies than the one you have. You will constantly have problem in that kind of business. Even if you seem not to have problem, you would be going in a direction that you never preempted before. So in choosing the right partner for your life and business, understand the place of shared value, shared philosophy, then of course understanding as far as the subject is concerned, the subject of business in this context. Another thing I want to make you understand in partnership is this. The person that will be your partner will be somebody that has a complementary role to play in that business. So in partnership, you are not essentially looking for somebody that is like you. You are looking for somebody that has what you lack. The person who's coming into that business will complete you. All right. So I'm saying that because you don't choose partners by emotion. That is my elder brother, is my friend on campus, is my uncle, is my this or that. You want to be sure, apart from shared value, philosophy, and all of that, you want to be sure that the presence of that person is contributing something huge to that business. And that would mean that you are looking for somebody that has what you lack. You are looking for somebody that has a complementary role to play in that business. And of course, not somebody whose presence will compete with you. Then of course, whose presence will really not make any significant difference. Now, let's zero this down on generating capital. All right. One of the ways that partnership will help you to generate capital is this. When you have two or more people coming together, all right, to do business, they have the capacity or the opportunity to pool funds together, all right, so that they can be able to do a meaningful business. Can you imagine you have 100,000 naira on you and you have about 4 or 5 friends or 3 friends who also have 200,000 naira with them? The 4 of you come together, you are able to pool your 100K together, and that gives 400,000. The kind of business you would do with 400,000 will be quite different from the kind of business you would do if you were to do it with just your own 100,000. So that's one of the advantages of partnership. You are able to pool resources together. Then another advantage of partnership is this, which I really want to encourage you to watch out for. All right, sometimes the person that has the idea does not have the money. And also the person that has the money does not have the idea. So partnership ensures that the man with the idea and the man with the resources, they are able to come together to push the business forward. That presupposes that every man of idea must always prayerfully and thoughtfully look for men of resources. And you might be saying, Pastor, you don't understand. People don't have money. Or even if they have, they don't want to give. Yes, they may not want to give, but they would not mind partnering. I think our problem most times is this. We want people to give us free money. We don't want people to get involved in what we are doing because we want to take all the profit alone. Maybe your uncle has some money that he may not want to give you. But can you sell your idea to him? Maybe he will become your financial partner as far as that business is concerned. All right, so the man of idea need the man of resources, and they come together to be able to pull a strong and formidable front in order to drive that business. And can I tell you very quickly, there are quite a number of people, a lot of people who have money, but they don't know what to do with it. I will say it again and again. There are quite a number of people who have money, but they don't know what to do with it. So when the man with money meets with the man with idea, a business is born. So what does that mean? As a man of idea, don't be disturbed that you don't have the capital or the money, as you say, to execute that business idea. It doesn't always work that way. You don't need to have the money. You just ensure you are able to capture the idea. You are able to sit down with the idea, plan, work it out. All right, take ownership of the idea, understand the idea so well that when the man with resource or resources come, all right, is convinced without any reasonable doubt to be able to join you or invest, as you want to say, in that idea, and you see that idea come to fruition. On a more final note, before I discuss the second and last part of this episode or this discussion on generating capital, I want you to understand again that money, you can acquire money or get money in isolation, but you can't build wealth in isolation. So I want to sound a note of warning to you out there. Don't have this idea that you want to make all the money alone. The reason why some people's businesses are going to remain small is because they have this selfish mindset. They want to make all the monies alone. Take for instance now, you have a business idea that has a capacity of generating 1.5 million naira, maybe per month or per whatever or per quarter. And the idea is very powerful, as powerful as that, but you don't have the money. All right, but you have studied the idea, the business case, everything has been well outlined. You know that this thing can fetch me 1.5 million naira per month. And you have a friend that has the money and that says, can we come together and let's share the profit 50 to 50 or 60 to 40 as the case may be. That means that instead of getting 1.5 million, you may end up getting 500,000 or 700,000 naira. Selfish people will say, no, it's me. I want to get the 1.5 million alone. I would rather wait until I get the money. Life doesn't work that way. I would rather you get somebody to partner with you, that instead of making 1.5 million, you make 700K, and you continue like that, than waiting till you get the money because your eyes is so fixated on the bogus profits you are going to make from that business alone as to debar you from partnering with the right people. So you have got to ensure that you disabuse your mind of this mindset that because it's my idea, it means I would make the money alone. You don't have to make the money alone. If your preoccupation in business is to make the money alone, the money you make will be so little and so inconsequential. and of course you won't have lasting profit or lasting impact as far as that business is concerned. So get rid of selfishness. Get rid of me, myself, and I mentality. Understand that life is beautiful when it is shared with other people. Money making, wealth building is beautiful when it is done in a community. Don't forget, nobody can build wealth in isolation. You can make money, little money in isolation, but to build real wealth, you have got to come into a community of like-minded people who are putting ideas, putting resources, putting strengths together so that they can be able to achieve something great. So in getting or generating capital for life and business, never forget to leverage the place of partnership. I've only discussed partnership as it relates to this subject of discussion. What I have discussed today is not all there is to partnership. I only borrow partnership concept to help you understand that capital can also be generated when you leverage partnership. So it's now left to you to go and study more about partnership. But the little I've discussed should at least suffice you to be able to generate capital for your life and business. The final thing I want to talk about today, as I round up on this final episode on how to generate capital for life and business, is to take advantage of funding opportunities that abound in our days. Take advantage of funding opportunities that abound in our days. I know I said something maybe that in this direction in the last episode. There are a lot of funding opportunities, particularly because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Even before COVID-19, a lot of organizations, United Nations, federal government of your country, all right, ECOWAS, whatever you, there are always opportunities like that, all right, that organizations like that want to help businesses. They want to help business. Even in our home country, Nigeria, the federal government is coming up with funding plans and opportunity for businesses. I'll share a quick testimony with you. All right, I used to have one of our guys in church who has been in business for some couple of months, maybe a few years, all right, before the pandemic. But the pandemic hit so hard on his business that the business was almost closing up. I put up a call through to him one day, encouraged him, counseled him, prayed with him, and told him that something great is about to happen to his business. He just had the right perspective. And it was no more than 2, 3, 4 weeks afterwards, he called me and said, Pastor, I just got a funding of 2 million naira for my business. And how did he get it? All right. The president of Africa Development Bank, AFDB, all right, I don't know how he got that information. Just called about 10 startups, all right, 10 business owners who are just trying to break even in their business, and called them for a roundtable discussion. And he asked them, how has been business, particularly in the face of the pandemic? They all had to chorus it together, telling him, sir, we need money. The pandemic has not helped at all in terms of raising capital for our business. And almost immediately, the AFDB president, maybe it's coming from a personal pocket or from the AFDB venture or AFDB program or whatever you, gave each one of them 2 million naira grants. It's not a loan, it's a grant, free to be able to push into their business. Can you imagine that? That was a funding opportunity that was available for, and that brother is doing well in business today. The business that could have gone down the drain received life because he was able to access such funding opportunity. I want you to disabuse yourself of this myth that government don't help people. I want you to disabuse yourself of this myth, all right, that you have to be this or that before you can access this or that. Even you that are in that corner of your country, corner of your state, if you can learn to marry yourself into your business, engage that business, understand what that business is, and of course, position yourself for the right opportunity, there will be funding for that opportunity, for that business. So my charge for you as I round up today is that don't close your eyes. Don't close your ears to opportunities. Ask relevant questions. Surf the internet. All right, process some of these WhatsApp broadcasts you normally receive, Facebook messages on your messenger. I know some of them are scam, but maybe not all of them. So rather than discarding some of those broadcast messages you receive, why not at least look at some of them, objectively probe into some of them. You never can tell. One of them might be what you actually would need for your own funding in your business. So don't discard them. Disabuse yourself of that myth that nobody is helping anybody, particularly in this COVID-19 pandemic. There are funding opportunities for businesses. You just need to know what you are doing in your business, then put your ears on the ground to ensure that you are open, or you keep yourself abreast of information regarding funding opportunities. And that's where relationship comes in. You want to network with like-minded people who are privy to such information, and you want to ensure that you don't miss such funding opportunity. With these few points of mine, like they say during debates, I hope I've been able to convince and not confuse you that generating capital for life and business is as simple as ABC. I look forward to having another inspiring time with you on the next episode of Leaders Arise. I encourage you, go over all these episodes on business again and again. I'm sure there might be one or two things you will still learn when you go through them. In case you have questions, comments, and feedback on what I've discussed today or what I've discussed in previous episode, feel free to get them across to me via all the contact details scrolling on your screen. Till I meet with you again on the next episode, go right there and do business. You will succeed. Bye for now.